Good morning. This is the day after St. Patrick's Day, and all I have left to show for St. Patrick's Day is this green shirt. Our daughter called and says, "Dad, I'm going to make corned beef and cabbage for St. Patrick's Day. I've never done it before, but I've got a recipe, and it always sounded so good that I'm going to make it, and I'll bring it over to your house for your dinner." Well, anytime that she wants to furnish dinner for us, it's quite all right with me. Well, it went along, and along about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, she walked in the door, and she said, "Well, the corned beef and cabbage isn't coming." Says, "I made that, tasted of it, and it tasted terrible. Phil tasted of it, and he said it wasn't fit for a dog to eat, so we trashed it, and I brought you a pizza." So we had pizza for St. Patrick's Day. But I'm not going to give up on the idea of corned beef because it was a popular food 150 years ago when they didn't have refrigeration. They had to, in order to keep beef, they had to pickle it, and that was called corning. Had nothing to do with the grain called corn. It's simply a way of curing it. And it's done with sugar, salt, sodium nitrite, and other chemicals, and then it has to be soaked for up to a month, and then allowed to hang and dry a while, and then cooked. But I've had this can of Armour corned beef hash rolling around in the pantry for, I don't know how long. I don't even know where it came from. Probably somebody moving out gave it to me. But this morning I'm going to make a breakfast that you would have found in the 1800s. That was well before the days of refrigeration, when most meats that you got were cured in one form or another, like bacon or corned beef or prosciutto or bologna. There was a number of ways of curing red meats, including smoking and jerky. But in reading on this, it told how to prepare it, and so I'm going to make corned beef hash and eggs for breakfast. Well, here's the can open, and it looks kind of like potted meat. The smell of it has no particular odor to it. The instructions on it says it will make servings for 2 people, and it said to pour them into a patty and put into a medium skillet. So I'm going to take about half of it to form a patty, and we'll go from there. I'm flying blind on this one, folks, so you're going to have to go along with me. Well, I got it into a bowl here, and I'll form it up into close as I can to a patty. And transfer it into the skillet. And it says to flatten to form a patty. There it is, kind of a hamburger patty looking thing. And we'll just let that hang out and cook there. It says to brown on both sides. That's where the name hash browns came from. When you're making it with potatoes, you brown them to the same brownness as you would brown this patty here. Well, this appears that it would be getting brown on the bottom. You can't tell for sure, so I'm going to spray the top of the spatula with non-stick and see if I can turn this puppy without wrecking it. So, tilt this pan, come over here. Well, it's not wanting to cooperate, so I guess all I can do is just simply turn it over, and yes, it looks like it was getting brown on that side, so I'll just form it back into another patty here. It won't hold together. If I was going to make it again, I think I'd put some flour and egg in there, if for nothing more, to hold it together while it cooked. And we'll let that hang out and get brown on that side. Well, I got it turned with a relative level of success, and it's nice and brown on the outside and smelling very good. I'll let this cook a bit longer, and then I'll plate it and make the eggs. As I said before, if I do this again, I'm going to add a little flour and a small amount of egg in there and work it up to make it hold the patties together like you do for salmon cakes. Well, as long as this is taking, I can't see it being used in a restaurant. So instead of trying to turn this or move it with a spatula, I'm just going to turn it directly into the skillet. Into the plate. Well, that's a bit more successful. Looks better at least. And now I'll put the eggs in to scramble. Turn the toaster on to start toasting the bread, and we're going to have breakfast here in a minute. Well, there it is on the table. Looks good, smells good. Going to check this puppy out and see how it tastes now. Well, here it is on the table. Here's my hash browns, scrambled eggs. This is some compote that I had made, and a slice of toasted sourdough bread. But since the main thing I'm interested in is this corned beef and hash, see what it tastes like first.
God bless Texas. God bless Texas. I've been sent to spread the message.
Well, it doesn't have any unusual flavors at all of any kind. I don't know how it would be if it wasn't fried as long as it had been, and Nice change from hash brown potatoes. But I also checked the price of that can. $3.98 per serving for 2 people. So I don't think it's going to be something that'll catch on around here in Texas especially. But it's always interesting to learn something, some new food, something you aren't used to. Check these eggs. Scrambled eggs, what can you expect? Piece of my compote. That was an apricot. You know, I really like compote, and it's easy to make. Buy dried fruit of any kind you want. Half cup water, half cup sugar. Stew it for about a half hour. Put the lid on it and it's done. It keeps well in the refrigerator. This one here is probably a month old. Reheats, works perfectly. Here's to a great cup of coffee. Well, I came across a new ending of God Bless America, God Bless Texas. See what you think of it. Bye.
God bless Texas. God bless Texas.